Hey everyone, happy Thursday. So I sent out a little message to see what y'all would want to paint today if I were able to go live today. And I got 2 comments, and those 2 comments both said a pumpkin. So we're gonna do a fall pumpkin today. And let me get us pulled up over here on my iPad so I can see your comments when you come on. I don't have a lot of voice today. As most of you know, if you follow me on here, I have been sick with COVID for over a week. Yeah, so I'm over the contagious part, but it has left me just blah. I've got tons of makeup on here trying to cover up the ghost-looking face, but I will try to get through this. I'm feeling better. I have not been out of my house since last Wednesday, actually last Tuesday. I have not been out of my house since, not yesterday, but last Tuesday. So I'm finally up and off of the couch and out of the bed again, and taking some fluids and things to try to get rehydrated. All right, let's see. Say hi when you come on. And again, I apologize for the squeaky voice. I haven't had a lot of it since COVID started, and it is going around in our area again. So we are, David, now Mr. David has not gotten sick. I guess he's too ornery to get it this time, is what I told him. So say hi when you come on so I know everything's working. We are going to get started on this pumpkin. It's a pretty big one, and it's just one of those thin ones that I got at Hobby Lobby. Oh, I think I got it last year. We did a big painting class with these paint party last year, I believe, or a year before. I'm not sure, but we had so much fun with them. And I need something for my front door now that I have a front door that can be seen from the street. Before, we lived out in the country and we were way back away from the street, so if I put something up, nobody even saw it. But I have a front door now and a porch that can be seen from the street, so in the sidewalk. So I'm going to start painting some things to put on my front door. So if you're new with me, if you're just joining for the first time, I am Pam Savage, owner of Young at Heart Creations. I have half of a voice today, so I apologize. If you're watching the replay, be sure to put that hashtag replay and say hi. And I would appreciate if you would share the video out with your friends on your pages. That would help me a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I've already base coated it with white just to give me a little bit of a surface for my orange to cling to. And with these thinner pieces, I even wet this one down and put some heavy books on it overnight. I guess last week, to kind of flatten it out, because they tend to kind of bow, these thinner ones, and they even come thinner, but so they do tend to kind of bow sometimes. So I did that. I just sprayed it with a spray bottle and just laid some things all over it to get it flat, and it did help a lot. It flattened it out a lot. Okay, so I'm going to start out with spiced pumpkin. Spiced pumpkin. And it looks like we've got 2 on. Great. So say hello. And you do want to say hello or hi or something on this video, just so that I'll know that you were here, and I will let you know why in a little bit. Very important. It's going to be something fun. And I just wanted to show you, this is what we will be painting at our in-class. Hi, Kathy. There we go. Okay, I can see comments now. This is what we'll be painting at our, what do we call him? Lighting the Way Snowman class on August the 24th here in Sherman, Texas. So if you're close enough to drive, I would say within an hour to an hour and a half, or even if you wanted to spend the night on Friday night, we do have a couple that are doing that. And come join us for this paint class. Lunch is included. It's on a 12 by 24 canvas. I will have everything you need to complete this, except for the sealer. Buttons are 3D. I have a snowflake that's going to go up here. And I've got all of the canvases already drawn out. The patterns are already on there. Mr. Snowman's already been base coated for you. So it's going to be a great, not only fun class just to get together with everybody else, but Hi, Susan. It's going to be a fun class to learn a lot of different techniques on it. So I hope you can join us. I do have a flyer posted on here, but if you're interested, it's $69.99. That includes lunch. It's going to be at the Mariachi Mexican restaurant here in Sherman. So you will have a lunch that will be provided, and then I will provide everything. And then I'm also working on your goodie bags. Those of you that are coming, you know I always put together some kind of a goodie bag for you, and then we usually have at least one door prize that we have a drawing for. So I'm excited about that. But let's see, today's Thursday, today's the 8th, 9th, so Saturday, I think I posted Friday earlier, but Saturday the 10th is the last day to register for that class, for that paint party. We're going to have so much fun. And to register, and you'll have to forgive me, I'm still in brain fog from COVID, but to register, just email me at youngheartcreations@icloud.com and say, register me, and then I'll send you an invoice and get you paid, and I will get your little goodie bag put together. So join us, bring a friend, get somebody else to register with you. It's going to be a smaller class. This one, I kept it kind of small because there are a lot of details in this one, and I do want to have time to do one-on-one with you and show you some things if you've not done them before. So if you've never painted before, that does not matter. Come on anyway. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to bring you down. And first, we're just going to put a coat of spiced pumpkin on it. Love, love the fall colors. May have to put a couple of coats on it. Sometimes, if you will, with orange, if you will base coat with a light tan color, that sometimes will reduce the amount of layers that you have to put on, or coats of paint that you have to put on. I don't mind putting a second coat on. Now, I'm not putting anything on the back of this one, so I really don't mind if I get a little bit of paint on the back of it. And it's going to be for me. If it were not for me, if I were going to put it to sell, then I would worry about not getting any paint on the back of it, but I'm not. This one will be mine. So I'm not being super, super picky because I know I'm not going to use the back of it for anything. Now I have put, before I've put snowmen on the back. I like to do double-sided things. This one, for instance, I think we did him last year. Look at that cute little scarecrow. We did him last year, and then we turned him over, and we did a gingerbread boy. So I can use him for 2 different seasons. So I love doing things like that, less packing them away, less items to pack away. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of moisture to this to help that orange spread. And again, it's Deco Art, and it is pumpkin spice, or spiced pumpkin. Let's see, spiced pumpkin. It's a pretty color. And then we're going to put something on the front of it to dress it up. Just to give it some little something something. I had someone trying to purchase some items from me this week. Got a message, and I'm not convinced yet that it wasn't a scammer trying to get my information. Anyway, I canceled the sale. I was just very leery, and there is a lot of that going on right now. So be careful, be aware. If you are doing things online, be careful with your information. They can make things look so real. They can make it look like it's coming from PayPal or whatever the source is. They can make it look so real. So really pay attention to the things they're asking you for. You know, if somebody contacts you, which this person did, contacting me, wanting to purchase something, but then when I wanted to invoice them and ask them for their email to send the invoice to, well, they didn't want to give me their information. They just wanted all of my information. And I'm going, look, you contacted me, and that's not the way this works. So needless to say, I canceled that transaction. Okay, there's our first coat. That was so quick. This is a 1.5 inch flat brush. You can order them online. And it is plaid. You still could get them at Walmart, and they came in packages of 2. But I've been told that they're not at Walmart anymore, that you can only get them online. So I'm not sure. Hi, Gina. Hello, Miss Peggy. I've had 2 people do that to me, too. I know. It is. We just got started, Peggy. Just base coating. It's so frustrating. Instead of the government spending time on all this ridiculous stuff that they do, go after these people. You may not catch all of them, but the ones that you do catch, make an example of them, of what's going to, happen to them when they get caught doing things like that. And I bet it wouldn't take long for it to stop. So those of you that are just joining us, apologize for my squeaky, hoarse voice, but I am just getting over a severe case of COVID. It just knocked me off my feet. Okay, that's still pretty cool. So let's try it just a little bit more. You want it dry enough that you're not going to brush the paint off that you just put on. Oh, you do still have them at your Walmart. Well, I may still have them at mine. Hi, Roxy. I need to check and see. I don't need any. But I will tell you that those of you that are coming to the paint party, paint class, whatever you want to call it, on the 24th, you will have one of these, and I love it. It is my favorite base coat brush that I've ever used. And they last forever. I mean, I have just used and used them, and they just don't seem to wear out. Anyway, you will have one of these in your goodie bag, each of you that are coming. All right, I think that should be dry enough for a second coat. You get a little more paint out here. And then we'll do some shading and some blending. I don't know about where you are, but I'm in North Texas. I'm about 60 miles north of Dallas. It has been hot in our neck of the woods. The temperature, not the heat index, the temperatures have been like 101, 102. I don't know what the heat index has been. But hot. We got David got in the truck. He had to keep Jack by himself this week because I was still contagious with COVID. And when he got in the truck, he took a picture of it. I don't remember. Well, he said when he first got in, it was 111. Then he got it down to 109 or 106 once he got the air conditioner on. But, that's hot. That's hot. You definitely don't want to leave a child or an animal in the car around here for any amount of time. It is just too hot and dangerous. And it just amazes me that every year somebody will do that, and you'll hear of a terrible case where they left a child or an animal in a vehicle, and somebody comes along and finds them, and it's just, nowadays, you can't leave your child in the car anyway. You'll come back out and they'll be gone. But especially when it's hot, just common sense. And you all know me. I am a super, if you've been on here any length of time, you know I am very tender-hearted, very compassionate about others. I mean, I love people. I especially adore children. And I'm willing to help anybody that I can when they truly need the help. So don't take this next comment wrong. No boos and no hate messages, but I have seen so many of our homeless people in the area every summer when it's so hot like this with dogs in this heat, walking them on the sidewalks and roads or having them sit outside the road with them while they're, asking for money. And the dogs, you can tell, are just so hot. And on that pavement and asphalt that their little paws have got to be just burning. I think there ought to be a law against a homeless person having a dog. I know they're companionship for them, but if you can't feed yourself, you don't need to be trying to feed an animal, especially one that you can't take care of any other way either. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I just feel so sorry for the dogs. They don't have a choice. Okay, let me kind of look at this. Need a little bit more up here, so let me dry it just a little bit. It is sad, Roxy, and they're everywhere. You can see them, and you can tell the dogs are just, some of them about to have a heat stroke. I don't know what the person's life story is. I know there's a lot of them that I believe are fake, but there are a lot of them that are truly in dire circumstances, and I understand that. But that still isn't fair to the animals. All right, it's getting orangey. Now, if I'd have put a tan coat under it, it probably wouldn't need another coat, but I'm going to go ahead and put another one on it just to be sure. But it is looking very fallish. Mr. Pam has been wonderful to me while I've been sick, because up until just a couple of days ago, I just didn't have the energy to do anything. So he's taking care of all the food, making sure we're both fed. He's cleaned house. He's kept the kitchen clean. Went and kept Jack all by himself and did a wonderful job, I might add. They had a great Papa and Grandson Day. Just made the best of it. But I know he missed me. Jack did too. I know David missed me. He came home and he was so tired. Taking care of a toddler at our age takes energy. At any age, but especially at our age. We'll be 67 in November. And we play the whole time we're there. We don't stop. We just play. So by the time we get home, we are both ready to crash. And we absolutely love taking care of our grandbabies. We just feel so privileged, because I know there's so many that their children don't live close enough that they can have that privilege. So believe me, I do not take it for granted. Okay, now I'm kind of holding this up so why it's flip-flopping. All right, and I think that should be good enough. I'm going to go ahead and do some shading with burnt orange. Oops, let's use that. And I am still trying to get used to my space here. I have less space, it seems like, because I've got stuff on the side of me, so I'm still feeling a little cramped, but I'm learning. Okay, so while it's wet, still going to dip my brush in a little bit of water. He is a good one. I think I'll keep him. Next June will be our 50th wedding anniversary. Roxy, the base coat orange color is Spiced Pumpkin. Whoops, there you are. Deco Art Spiced Pumpkin. And now I'm going to use Burnt Orange. We'll see if that's dark enough. I may go a little darker, but to do some shading on the lines here. And get it just a little wetter. Okay, so we've got one up the middle and then on the side. This one to go this way. Okay, so I'm just getting a little bit of water just on the edge and just putting about a triangle shape on the edge of my brush. Now I've got the camera turned to where this is all right for you, wrong for me, so it takes me a minute to focus where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so there's that one. Now let's go over and do, we'll do this one. Let's see if we need one in the middle. Well, this one's kind of weird. Okay, so we'll put that one in the center there. And then this one is going to go that way. Okay. So they've got the indentions here a little off on it from what you would normally think it would be. And I'm having trouble seeing with this light, so holding it up a little bit. And then we'll also do some highlighting on it. That is really so shiny with my light the way it is. And I didn't move it, so I'm not sure why it's so shiny. Okay, I want to go ahead and finish this one out. And notice I didn't change brushes. I just stayed with this one as far as shading these areas. It's called floating. If it's darker than your base coat color, it's shading. If it's lighter, then it's called highlighting. Okay, now I also want to do the outer edges. Okay, and I'll do my best to stay in camera. This is a little bit larger piece, and with the light shining the way it is. And also, I've got me turned around backwards on the camera, so we'll see what we end up with. Okay, well, let's do the outer edge over here, and then I need to do the top and the bottom. Mainly just getting some moisture on it. Then I'll reload with some paint. And then I've got something I'm going to put on the middle of it. Across the middle. I'm going to get your opinion here in a minute. But if you're on here, be sure and say hello or just hi or I'm here. A thumbs up. It has to be in the comments so that I'll know that you were here, because, oh, where is it? Let's see. Hang on a minute. We get to ring another 100 bell. So when I ring that bell, that means I have reached another 100 followers. So I'm at 1,800 now. So I get to send out some Happy Mail. And the way I draw for the Happy Mail, I will take this tutorial and I'll go back all the comments and get the names from everybody that commented. And I will add them on the wheel of names. And then we'll draw them on here. We'll do the drawing live. Maybe tomorrow. But we'll do the drawing live. And then I will put together a goodie bag with some goodies for you, and you will get it in the mail. But that's the way I choose which video I'm going to use, and so I'm going to use today's video. So make sure you say hello, and also if you will share out the video with on your pages, then your name's going to go in the drawing for that a chance at some Happy Mail. Okay, I think that's enough of our orange, although this is a little rough down here. We add a little more water. Oh, we got to do the bottom too. All right, let's do the bottom. Hi, Heather. Thank you, Peggy. Thanks, Vicki. Thank y'all for sharing. I know, 1,800. I remember when I was super excited about 100. So I'm very excited by that. Slow and steady. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit on the bottom here. Okay, and then we're going to go in with some let's do some, see if I've got some tangerine. I do. So let's do some dry brushing here in the center with some tangerine. Give it some highlights, and while we're doing that, waiting for that to dry, we'll go ahead and do our stem. Miss Vicki, hello. Not only have I been sick with COVID, but my mom and my dad have been really sick as well. I'm not sure if they've had COVID or what it's been, but they've been sick, so we haven't been able to help each other. Okay, so I'm going to take some tangerine. Here's the difference in the shades. Now this one is Craft Smart, or Crafter's Collection. Tangerine. So we're just going to do some dry brushing in the center. Let's try this one. This one's a little long, but I'm going to try it. I haven't used it yet. So I'm not going to put any moisture at all. On the brush. Actually got way too much out. Just going to work it down into those bristles. And then I'm going to get most of it off on my hand until it's not cool anymore. Just work it down in there. And then just right here in the center of these, we're just going to put a little highlight. And you'll have to work it in a minute before you will see anything. Especially want some up top here. Most of this will be covered down here with what we're going to put over it. Okay, I had a little bit too much moisture in that from the paint. I didn't get quite enough off. Just working in circular motions. Okay, let's see if you can see the difference in that. And it doesn't take a lot. And I'm really pressing down. I'm working it in with my fingers. Have you already started decorating for fall? I have not. I know where the box is up in the attic that has my fall stuff. I have not even attempted to get it out and start. It's going to be hard to get all the Christmas stuff out. You know I love Christmas. Love decorating for Christmas. But it's going to be hard for me to get it out this year because I feel like we just put everything up. Moving, you know, just moving into the new house. We did just put it all up. And it's going to be time to get it out again. Okay, I think that's enough highlighting. Now it looks pretty splotchy on the camera, but it's really not. I'm going to smooth it out just a little bit more. Okay, and I'm just going to dump that in the water, and let's get our stem done. If I can bring it down here. And I'm going to do it in dark chocolate. I think we may do some splattering on that too. What do you think? I'm me go ahead and try to get some of this tangerine back in the bottle because I got so much of that out that I did not use, and I don't like wasting it. Making a mess is what I'm doing. It's pretty thick. That's that new Crafters Collections from Hobby Lobby. Their brand of paint. Okay, so a little bit of dark chocolate. You could also do a stain look on it. Let's go just for some dark brown, and then we will also work in some, let's also work in some cocoa. I'm going to get a good base coat of the brown, the chocolate, dark chocolate on. And then we'll start working in some of that other color just to give it some grain. No fall yet. We're dealing with flooding from, oh, hi Tammy. Where is it flooding? Remind me where you are, Roxy. I have mailed so many orders to you, I should know it by heart. Roxy is one of my biggest supporters when it comes to purchasing things that I paint online. I have sent so many things to her. So I appreciate it so, so much. Many of you have, but I think Roxy has ordered more than anybody. Okay, so let's dry this because I'm just rubbing off paint now, and put another coat on, and then we'll add some of that lighter color in. Now I need to take a new picture of my, I call it my sewing machine bucket that's got all of my plants in it. It has just gone crazy. Just from what I sent you a picture a couple of weeks ago. Well, it is even probably, I don't know if it's completely doubled. But it has grown so much. This kind of wood that you get at Hobby Lobby like this, I'm not sure what kind it is, but it just soaks up the paint. Okay, so now I'm going to load with both. And I'm not worried about getting it on the edges because I'm going to go over it with a marker. I'm going to streak just a little bit of that cocoa color in and see what we get. I think I kind of like it. I'll make a little, so it looks like we got a top there. Okay, so just by adding that other color in, gives us an automatic grainy look, or wood look, texture. Okay, so let's take a little bit of black, get all the paint off of me, just a little bit of black, and shade along that bottom of that. Just use that same flat brush, and I'm going to get some of that chocolate on there, and then I'm just going to dip one corner into that black and really blend it in. I don't want it real harsh. And remember, it always dries darker. A little bit here on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that, I'm actually going to go a little bit even lighter than the tangerine. I'm going to take a little bit of, this is Anita's, and it's called Canary Yellow. And just kind of blend a little bit of that in here on the other side of our shading. So this is just water. Just streaking a little bit of that yellow in, just to give it another layer. Whoops, I dipped in my black. Luckily it's still wet. So clean and reload. Okay, now the yellow, not the black. You could also put streaks of green in it. If you look at real pumpkins, I mean, there are some that have just so many variations of color in them. I'm going to turn it around a little bit. Okay, so get some more yellow here. I don't want to get it on in the stem, so I want to be careful with that. And if you get too much, just blend it in. Put some water on there. Dry my brush off a little bit and then pull some of that water out. I don't want quite that much. Okay, let me see what I did, because with that light shining on it, I don't know why it's so bright today, but I could not tell what I was even doing. Just blindly doing it, guessing. Okay, I'm going to go up in a sweeping motion here. Okay, let me dry that, and I think I'm going to spackle it a little bit. Thanks, Roxy. Oh, you've got this pumpkin too? Oh, thank you, Miss Roxy. Yes, Heather, I got the pumpkin at Hobby Lobby. I got several of them. We did this at a paint party, paint class. We put a big sunflower on the bottom of it. And then on the other side, we did a snowman. Face on it. So we had a double cider. I think I want to put a few little highlight lines. Before I do the splattering. So I've got my liner brush. And I'm just going to let's put one here. Okay, let me get my toothbrushes. I found my little thumb cover. My preacher was just leaving. He was here for, they had a meeting. They had to go somewhere. So anyway, he was just leaving, so I was waving at him. Okay, y'all. Do I have the camera up too close? Do you want me to back up so you can see more of what I'm doing? Or do you like it close like this so you can see closer up what I'm doing? Y'all let me know. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of that black. And I'm going to spackle it a little bit. Splatter, spackle. I don't want too much. Okay, and now I think I'll do a little bit of that. Let's do a little bit of the yellow. Do a little more down towards the bottom, because the bottom and top will show more. don't know if you can see that. These are wonderful, by the way, from Dollar Tree. I didn't get any on my thumb at all when you're splattering that way. Okay, let's dry that so I don't smear it everywhere. You still have yours, Kathy? Great. Okay, let me turn it around. See if I can back you up just a tad. Whoops, got crooked. Okay, so there's what we've got so far. You can see that splattering. So here's what I was thinking. I've got some of these from Hobby Lobby. It says Hello Fall. But it won't let me attach a picture. I'll do it after the live. Yeah, you'll probably have to do it afterwards. I don't know that it will let you during. Okay, so I was thinking about putting this on it. But I want to change the pumpkin up a little bit because I think it blends in too much. And then I'll have a, I'll put a ribbon bow or something up here. What do you think? Think the pumpkin needs to be a little bit different color. I thought about putting some more yellow in it so that it would show up more. Okay, I think it really adds a lot to it. 3D. I could paint them on there, but I just think having this 3D, this chunky one, really makes it stand out. But I think we need some things up here too. Definitely. Okay, so well, I've got my yellow out. Y'all knew I couldn't just leave it at that. We're gonna do something up here at the top. Let's go ahead and get some yellow mixed in with this. Could even do some polka dots. I think we're just going to add a little bit of highlights in here, and I think that'll help it to kind of stand out. Now I did a turquoise, spa blue, I think is what it was actually, pumpkin, and then so I painted this pumpkin a darker turquoise. Here, changed it completely. So you can change these up, and I think Hobby Lobby has these again this year. I think I saw them in ours. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that. Set that guy up there, and then we're going to do some, didn't plan on doing this, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it needs it. Let's add some greenery up here. Okay, so I've got Hauser medium green. And let's just make some vines. So I'm going to water it down a little bit. let's just make some squiggly little vines coming out everywhere. I am terrible at making the loops, y'all. Okay, let's make one more come out over here. Let's make it just a little bit longer, so let's make it a loop-de-loo. Okay, so we've got those. Then I have to have some dots, y'all. And you know I gotta have some dots. Get a little bit different white. I want a thicker white. Let's actually use light buttermilk. You could put little flowers coming out. Whatever you wanted to do. I'm going to do some little dots. And we could put some leaves on them. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, made a triangle, and then 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And then we can put some little leaves. Get a round brush. Actually going to also mix in some Black Forest green. Well, no, that one hasn't been opened yet. Let me grab another one. Okay, so Black Forest. And I'm going to put both colors on. And let's just do some little down and up, down and up. So just got a small round brush. I'm putting the dark on the bottom and the light on the top of my brush. The light's on the top. So the dark touches first, but it pushes that white, the lighter color, not white, up. So it's going to show on the top. Could have even gone a little lighter with the Hauser Light green. Super easy way to make leaves. Press down real hard and then lift up to that point. And then we can go back and put some little white details on it. Coming over that stem on that one. Gives it a little more 3D look. So it's not all just flat. Small detail, but look how it's changing it. Changing it up. Let's put one down here. Trying to get the best angle there for you to see. Okay, let's draw that. We'll put a few little white highlights on it. And then we'll get our Hello Fall on there. Okay, and I've still got some white buttermilk. I'm just going to use the buttermilk color to do our highlights on the leaves. It's just a tiny little detail, but it makes so much difference. It's a little wet. Sure I got them all. Nope, I did not. I better get these two. Miss Peggy will see them. All right, let me get these two down here. Okay, and then I want to go around with some black along the edges here. So I'm using my liner brush. And let's do, I think I still have, yeah, let's use my stylus. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, and a squiggle. Another 1, 2, 3. Make those a little larger. And another just little squiggle. I'm not putting much pressure. Okay, we can do some along the bottom here. Let's see, let's do it. There, and we'll put dots in between those. Okay, so we'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then let's come down on this side. Okay, without and then with. You could also do it in white or the orange, either way. But I thought black would kind of tone it down a little bit. Trying to keep you in camera here. 1, 2, 3. And I should just have one more line. Y'all, this is really, really big. I need to measure it. Okay, and then one more line there should do that. Okay, I think I want to splatter just a little bit of white or the buttermilk. We'll do the buttermilk. Get my thumb cover back on here. Okay, let's dry that and then decide what we want to do with our little pumpkin. Remember, these dots up here are still wet, so we don't want to rub our hands across those. So I think maybe just splattering. I'm going to put a little more yellow. This brush is not wet. I'm just kind of dry brushing it in. That other yellow kind of disappeared after it dried. Let's put a little bit of that tangerine. Okay, that brightened it up a little bit. Now let's put some little highlight lines on it and see if that'll do it for us. Okay, I think that makes it set apart. Tell me what you think. See if I can get you pulled back up here. See if I can hold it on without dropping it. All right, so what do you think? Personally, I'm going to see if anybody says it. Okay, I think y'all are just going to have to see me backwards from now on because this is crazy for me. All right, I think, thank you, Susie. Okay, sorry, I know you couldn't see. It's hard to keep it in camera. And I'm still working with my camera in this new room. I think it needs some little sunflowers down here. What do you think? I think it does. I'm not going to have time to do it today. I'll probably do it off camera, but then I will post a picture of it for you. Let me get back here so you can see it, the total thing. And I'll have to decide if it needs to go higher or lower. Oops, that needs to go higher, definitely. And then with a pretty bow up there. I think I'll probably put some little flowers on the bottom, some little sunflowers. Or maybe even a little crow, or maybe both. I don't know. Maybe that's what we will do on my next live. How about that? We'll do that. I'll save that for the next live. And I just got my fingers in the dots, the black dots over here. See those? So let's see if we can get those cleaned up right quick before they have time to really dry. That way, those dots, you think they're dry on the outside because they look like they are, but they are just puddles of paint on the inside, and it takes them a little while to dry. And if you try to dry them completely with your hair dryer or craft dryer, it will make them cave. Kind of like a cake coming out of the oven. If you take it out too soon, it will collapse on you. Well, that's what these will do if you try to dry them. All right, ladies, that is the most I have done in over a week. I'm exhausted. So COVID takes it out of you. Now this is the 4th time I've had COVID over the last 3 years. And one of them just gave me pneumonia. It was all upper respiratory, and I was sick for quite a while. The other 2 times was just like having a bad cold. It wasn't so bad. This one, I was not sure I was not going to end up in the hospital with this one. But it wasn't the upper respiratory. It was like horrible flu and then a terrible stomach virus. So the throwing up and the other and all that for 7 solid days. So I got severely dehydrated, and that's why the voice and everything. And so nurses jumped in and helped me get through that. So I didn't have a lot of energy and a lot of pep today in this video, so I apologize. But this is a huge, huge step forward in getting over this stuff. Is just getting up and trying to do some things to get back in the swing of it. So be sure and, again, say hi on here. If you're just a silent watcher, be sure and say hello. Yeah, no, I thought a crow would be cute too. I don't think I've painted a crow. I need to do that. I think it would be cute. So we'll do that. I'll save it. I won't do anything else to it, and I'll decide what we're going to do, and we'll do it hopefully next week. I'm keeping Jack a couple of days here next week, and then actually 4 days, and then we've got some other things to get ready for. So, but I think I'll be able to squeeze it in, but I won't do anything else without it, and I'll try to adjust the camera so that you can see a little bit better. Anyway, so I am getting over this. I'm doing better, but this time, this COVID was pretty rough, and I know it's going around again, so I hope nobody else gets it. Hi, Denise. Hello, hello. Okay, so that's what we got done today, and we'll work on it some more because I want to put the flowers and everything on it at the bottom and maybe a crow. It's too plain at the bottom. You know me, I can't leave it plain. Got to work on it. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and thanks for your support. Oh, yeah, and be sure and say hi, because I will be doing some Happy Mail because I reached 1,801. 1,801 followers consistently, so I appreciate that. So every time we reach another 100 followers, we get to ring that bell, and I take the names from my last video, my last live, and I enter them on the wheel of names, and we'll do a drawing next time we get on here, and I'll get you some Happy Mail sent out. All right, love y'all. Bye-bye.